Once upon a time, in the wonderful world of the internet, there was peace, there was harmony, there was tranquility, and everybody was happy. And then, one day... Wake up, everyone! It's showtime! What? Whoa! It's time! It's time! Hurry! Everyone, let's go! Let's go! Get to your stations, battle stations, now! Let's get down to business to review Mulan! Now with a new villain named Boricon. It's the most hated movie of this year, but you can bet before we're through, I will get this movie a review. I need the entire team assembled. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Never thought it'd be today. I thought this was my day off. Think about those who knew me. But I thought it's go for cutting gym. I'm scared to death. Hope he doesn't see right through me. Now I really wish that I knew how to swim. To review, must be swift as the coursing. To review, but fair and impartial like a court jury. To review, with all the strength of a raging fire, I'm going to give this movie a review. Okay, we're assembled. Is that everybody? Okay, roll call. Alright, yeah, we're all here. Did it have to be so early in the morning? As a matter of fact, it did. In fact, I think we're missing somebody. Octavia! You're providing score! Providing score? Yes. Don't think you're gonna don't think you're gonna sleep on the job on my watch. Sorry, sir. To review, must be swift as the coursing. We're to review, fair and impartial like a court jury. To review, with all the strength of a raging fire. Yes, I'm going to review this movie. Coursing, we're to review, with all the force of a raging review, all the strength of a raging fire. Yes, I am going to review this movie. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pongo's Recap, a review series that has not been active since January 22nd, 2020. Yep, you heard me right. It's been that long since we posted a review, and so many movies have come out. I mean, I really should have started reviewing films sooner, especially Frozen 2. I mean, Frozen 2 was such a very good film. I don't know why I didn't put that on Pongo's Recap, but I guess it wouldn't make sense because this whole thing where reviewing controversial movies and stuff. And Frozen 2 was, you could say universally beloved, with an exception of a few minor critics. I mean, Frozen 2 is a hit movie. Yeah, as evidenced by our view count of Frozen 2 videos. Oh, how we long for that view count again. If only there was another movie that was as hyped. Oh wait, Onward. But that's not. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering what that sound is, some people are doing repair outside. Yeah, this may not be the best surroundings for a Pongo's recap episode, but we chose to do it here. So, just bear with me through the noise. So, Mulan. Not the original animated film, but the new one. A movie that is filled with political controversy. Ranging from the lead actress, supposedly he's supporting Hong Kong police brutality, to Disney giving thanks to a concentration camp authorities. Now, I think I already made my views on this movie clear. Yeah. As evidenced by the controversial video that I just released, Support Mulan, hashtag Support Mulan, that received 4 dislikes. I had to bring the like machine in. You do not want to know what the like machine is. Anyways, I don't know how many dislikes this one's gonna get, because I really didn't want to do this movie review at first. I mean, my views on this movie almost cost Lopter and I's friendship. Yeah, Lopter and I had a falling out due to the political controversy surrounding this movie. We got it patched up, and things seem to be looking up for now. But I don't know how deep I can go into this without offending anyone. I'm gonna try and make this review as fair and impartial as possible. But in case I'm not, don't be offended, because it's really, really hard for me to do that when I have a clear bias on this movie. What's the bias, you may ask? Well, I think it's one of the better remakes in Disney's 21st century. Yeah. Mulan was an awesome movie. Okay, you guys can click away now. I'll wait. For those of you wanting to stay, let's go on. So there were a lot of things that made this movie great, and I wanted to touch on those. Spoiler alert, major spoiler alert to those who haven't seen it. If you have not seen the new Mulan movie, then absolutely go ahead and see it before watching this review, because this review is going to spoil everything. And I mean everything. I don't know how to do a review that isn't spoiler filled. So, before continuing this review, please go ahead and buy Mulan for $30 for premium access on Disney Plus. Definite recommend. If you guys want to stay, well then, let's go for it. Okay. So, where do we begin? Okay, so this movie starts off with a young Mulan chasing chickens. Actually, no, it starts off with Mulan practicing sword and doing some sword practice in the fields as Hua Zhou, not Fa Zhu. I'm never gonna get that right. I mean, I've been practicing for this review, but I didn't even get that right. Anyway, yeah, she chases a chicken up the roof of one of the, I think, either houses or shops. I can't show you any clips due to copyright, but to those of you who've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. So anyway, yeah, she lands. She does martial arts, sword, yeah, like that. And this gets her parents worried. Also, did you know that Mulan has a sister in this? Yeah, she has a little sister. I forgot her name. My bad. But that's not the point. She's practically irrelevant to the plot, anyways. So, yeah, Mulan's mother worries about Mulan's warrior spirit and stuff, saying that Mulan will need to eventually grow up, hide her gift away, something that her father eventually repeats in the Lesson of the Phoenix. And her mother actually worries about finding a good husband for Mulan. In her own words, no husband would ever want to marry a woman who chases chickens. And so Mulan's father realizes that he has to discipline his daughter, so he goes to talk to her about the Phoenix in a slightly altered speech than what we saw in the early trailers. He tells her that she'll eventually have to hide her gift away, and that her job is to bring honor to the family. Which brings us to the main theme of the movie. Okay, so flash forward a few years after our title sequence, and we see a person walking on the sands of the Silk Road, the sand near a Silk Road town, and all of a sudden, this witch, the witch from the trailer, shows up for the first time, possesses the guy, goes into a town. Somehow the guy melts after a while. He disappears, and witch is seen causing all the chaos. The witch tears up the Silk Road town while this invasion leader, later revealed to be Boricon, the film's main antagonist, run up the Great Wall, like how, and slaughter everybody except for one remaining soldier, whom the possessed traitor goes to the Emperor to report. The Emperor, in an epic monologue, issues his famous decree that one man from every family must serve in the Imperial Army. In his own words, the dynasty shall not be threatened. Oh, that gave me chills when I watched it. I like all these extra lines that they put in here. I mean, some were maybe unnecessary, but a lot of them actually worked, and a lot of them flowed within the context of the story. There's so much that so much that I didn't really mind that there was some dialogue that didn't need to be there. After all, you gotta make it 1 hour and 52 minutes somehow, right? 1 hour and 55 minutes, I mean. Okay. So then we cut to Mulan riding on the horse, apparently named Nightwind, I believe. And then her parents report that the matchmaker has found her an auspicious match. And they get her ready in a musical cue that has a callback to the original film's Honor to Us All. Yeah. She and her sister talk, they go to the matchmaker, and just like in the original film, it ends in disaster. And there's one drawback that I would like to say about the matchmaker scene. Maybe it comes from seeing the original animated film too many times, but I would have actually wanted the matchmaker to still catch on fire. I mean, when watching the original animated film, I know this is not supposed to be an all-up comedy, but they were certainly going in that direction. All they needed was a comedic, incessant screaming, matchmaker's bottom catching on fire, and then her running out saying, "Put it out! Put it out!" Oh, I'm sure I'm not the only one who wishes that would have been in there, but that's only a slight nitpick. So, yeah. The matchmaker pronounces disgrace on the Hua family. And this time we have no reflection musical number. No late bloomer talk. That's a shame. And you know that one in the original animated film where he said where the father said, "What beautiful blossoms we have this year." But look, this one's late. I'll bet that when it blooms, it will be the most rare and beautiful of all. Something the Emperor kind of echoes at the end of the film. The original film, I mean. So, yeah, we get none of those, which kind of makes transition kind of hasty. I mean, it would have added more to the emotional impact if that talk was in there. It was not a comedy scene. You didn't have to leave it out, Disney. Yeah, so then the Emperor's Guard rides into town, and the person, who I guess is supposed to be Chifu, but not Chifu, announces, gives an announcement. Let me see if I could provide an imitation. So those who haven't seen the movie get what I'm talking about. Okay. Citizens, we are under attack from northern invaders. By edict of His Imperial Majesty, the Son of Heaven, every family must contribute 1 man to fight. Alright. And then he goes off on a list of names like the original. And eventually we get to the dreaded announcement that Hua Zhou has been drafted. Yeah. I really think that summon scene was missing the emotional impact that the original had. But more on that later. Let's just get through this long-winded plot. And yeah, Hua Zhou is drafted, and later, just like in the original film, Mulan confronts her father about it, and somehow they were able to make the roast even more of a put down. Like instead of I know my place. It is time you learn yours. It is I am the father. I know my place. You are the daughter. Learn your place. I know it's just some words added, but it really adds to the big old put down, you know. Well, if you know what I mean. So yeah, instead of Mulan running outside and crying in the rain, we cut to an emotional dialogue between Mulan and her father later that night. And after Hua Zhou goes to bed, Mulan Mulan decides to take her father's place. Now, to those of you who haven't seen the movie, I have to warn you, it's not as epic as the track Short Hair, Haircut, Mulan's Decision, whatever it's called. The track is called Mulan Leaves Home. You can find it on the official soundtrack. And while a lot of things are missing, including Mulan cutting her hair, let me explain that. We'll be right back to Pongo's recap after this commercial.
The flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. And what does that mean? It means there will come a time in which your morals and resolve will be tested. And how you emerge from it determines your spirit. Citizens of Ponyville, it has come to my attention that our duly elected president is not duly elected after. The documents, Cozy Girl and I have them. It's proof. How colluded with Russia. You will be turned over to the Republic courts to await your trial, and whatever punishment they will set for you. Take them away. Stay strong, Sebastian. It's not fair that I can't do anything to help her. Nothing is fair these days. Friendship isn't always easy. But there's no doubt it's worth fighting for. Osiris, promise me you'll save her. Well, you're in luck. My father might know a thing or two, but you gotta pay close attention. I'm going to make you into the best attorney Ponyville has ever seen. Save my sister! Order in the court. Order! This is my last chance. Leave my friend alone. If you don't win this case, Osiris, it could mean the end of Celestine's life. I won't let anything else bad happen to her.
And now back to Pongo's recap. Alright, we're back. So, explaining the Mulan not cutting her hair in the remake, it's sort of a nod to cultural accuracy. I mean, in ancient Chinese culture, and I think it's still relevant in Chinese culture now, I think, cutting your hair was a sign of disrespect to your mother's roots, because essentially your mother gave you that hair, and cutting her hair would essentially mean becoming an outcast, a runaway, and it would bring dishonor to the family, something Mulan didn't want. So in order to make it more culturally accurate, they took out the cutting hair scene. Speaking of which, during one of the screenings, the Disney team actually filmed screened the film many times to Chinese audiences in order to make it acceptable to them. And one commenter, I forgot his name, said that during one of the screenings, the Chinese audience actually laughed, made fun of that scene. I can see why Disney took it out now knowing that context. A lot of changes that happened from the original that happened in this movie are explained by cultural accuracy, and here's another explanation coming up. So after Mulan leaves home, Huazhou wakes up to find his armor and conscription notice gone. He deduces correctly that it is Mulan that stole the armor and fled home. So he makes a prayer to the ancestors, specifically the honored Phoenix, to watch over Mulan. Now, people were wondering what Mushu was going to be replaced by. They thought it was the witch. Well, it's a phoenix. And let me explain. In ancient Chinese culture, the dragon is was a well revered symbol. You know, sort of like the Chinese dragon parades and stuff. And it was the symbol of the dragon was meant for the emperor and the emperor of China alone. No one else but the emperor of China were allowed to use that, and families would be prosecuted if they were to use the dragon symbol. Not only that, but the dragon is meant for men, phoenix is meant for women. So I think that's what they were going for here. As I said, a lot of these changes can be explained with cultural accuracy. So Mulan gets lost as she's going with her horse as she goes in the direction of the camp. She wakes up the next morning to find the phoenix, who guides her to the camp. Huazhou's narration comes on again, and said that the army of men were a savage tribe to Mulan, but Mulan knew that in order to blend in, she must become one of them. And so, the fitting in, it's not as comedic as the original, as comedy wasn't what they were going for here. But it was certainly comedic enough. Cricky is in there, in a way. He's now a human called Cricket. Born under an auspicious moon, who is his mother's good luck charm. And yeah, we still have Yao, Ling, and Qian Po in this movie. But they're kind of different. I mean, Qian Po isn't this big, no offense, overweight guy that can somehow get Yao to stop his panic, stop his anger attacks, and pull a horse, big horse, and a human to safety. No, he's not. No, he's not that guy like in the original. But many of the characteristics are the same though. Yao isn't as arrogant. And I mean, I personally didn't see him arrogant in this film, unlike the original animated film. And after meeting someone who's revealed to be Huang He, the other aspect of Li Shang that they took out, Li Shang's character was removed and replaced with two new characters, Commander Tung and Hong Hui. So Hong Hui picks up, helps Mulan up, and in order to blend in like a man, and she aims her sword at him, and says, "You insult me again, you'll taste the tip of my blade." And then in a scene that had to be reshot many times, Commander Tung comes in, and with some expert martial arts skills, quickly ends the fight before it begins. And we learned that Mulan's chosen a new name, a new name for herself. No thanks to Mushu because he's not there. Hua Jin, I think. Luke, yes, is it Hua Jun or Hua Jin? I think it's Hua Jin. It's spelled Hua Jun, but it's pronounced Hua Jin in the film. No, thanks, Luke. Anytime. Alright, so, yeah, this is my co-host, Luke. Hello. He'll be in the background for quite some time. Yeah, unless you need me. Bye. Thank you. Alright, so where were we? Oh yeah, we get some banter between, we get some more banter between these guys, and we get a brief summary, and we get a brief summary of the girl was fighting for song, except now it's in words. I mean, it's kind of hard to spot since the music isn't actually playing, but if you catch one line from Chanpo, oh, I don't care what she looks like, and then the others are like, I agree. It all depends on what she cooks like. And that's a nod to the lyrics in to A Girl Was Fighting For in the original film, and somehow Mulan cleverly avoids getting guard duty. I mean, somehow she avoids taking a shower. Sorry, she actually does guard duty in the rain. It's one of the comedies. It's one of the short comedies you gotta look for. I mean, the comedy isn't on the nose, unlike the original animated film, but it's certainly there. You just have to look for it. One of my favorite comedy moments is that one, like how she cleverly avoids taking a shower until eventually later in the film she takes a bath in the pond. No thanks to Mushu once again. And yeah, removing Mushu actually allowed for more character growth for Mulan. I mean, not to say Mulan didn't have character development in the original animated film. That's definitely not true. But she had more character growth in this. Some say her character was butchered by the Chi, but I don't think that's true at all. Well, more on the Chi later. But removing Mushu actually helped the film in a sort of way. It certainly took away a lot of the comedy, but it allowed for more depth to the characters. And that's what you look for in a film. A remake more like. One that replaces something we love with something meaningful. I mean, it's hard. I mean, when you have a big reputation to uphold and a large fan base to please, it can be hard. And especially with controversial decisions like removing Mushu, removing Li Shang. But as long as you replace removed characters or removed elements with something good, something meaningful, then the fans will be all for it. And that's precisely what Disney did here. So we eventually get to a training montage. That is not I'll make a man out of you. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I was disappointed. Definitely, that I'll make a man out of you wasn't in there. Because it's one of, if not my favorite Disney song so far. Don't believe me? Check out all the videos in which I have "I'll Make a Man Out of You" instrumental in there. Check out when I've made instrumental videos of it. Check out when I've actually done song covers in it. Heck, it's even gonna be in the new Battle for Silverstream movie. Hey, that's how much I love the song. So I was disappointed when it was taken out. And what did they replace it with? Training the Men. A song track that had "I'll Make a Man Out of You" vibes, but wasn't the actual song. Now that's a nitpick, but not a drawback. I mean, if I was feeling in any other mood today, I would have considered it a drawback. But I'm feeling quite generous today. So, I'm just going to call it a slight nitpick and not a drawback, even though if I was in an angry mood, I would call it a drawback. I guess it depends on what mood I'm in. But luckily, you viewers have caught me in a generous mood today. So, let's continue before I actually do get angry. Okay, so we have this big montage, and yeah, I think I might be missing a few scenes with the Boricon and the witch. Which we have more dynamic with them, and eventually, they're called off to war. Since Boricon and the Roran invaders, the Rorans, that's what they're called. Well, they get since they slaughter every single garrison, the 5th Battalion gets called to war. We have a brief glimpse of a ruined village, and all with the armor down and everyone's dead, like in the original film. A brief glimpse, but it's at night, so you can't really see much. And then we get to one of the first epic battle scenes. The arrows fire. Troops charge. They start fighting. And Mulan who somehow fell behind, has an encounter with the rich. The rich. Oops. The what? What is the what? The rich? I'm sorry. Pongo EXE has stopped working. Okay, while Pongo recovers, I'm gonna take over. So, as Pongo was saying before he mispronounced witch with rich, Mulan, who somehow fell behind, has an encounter with the witch. Exan Ling, I think. Exan Lang. I apologize if I don't know how to pronounce that. Exan Lang. I'll go with that. So, Exan Lang, the witch, the sorceress, whatever, confronts Mulan and asks Mulan who she is. Mulan sticking to her fake name, says she's Hua Jin, a soldier in the Emperor's Imperial Army. And so she and the witch, she and Mulan fight, and eventually she gets impaled with something, I don't know what it is. And Pongo, you want to take over? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. So Mulan reiterates that she's Hua Jian, soldier in the Emperor's Imperial Army. The witch says, then you will die pretending to be someone you're not. Something you're not. And so she impales Mulan, and Hua Zhou's narration appears again, saying symbolically, and Hua Jin did die. For a lie can only last so long. But Mulan lived. And there's something that another review pointed out. I think it was a review from Super Carlin Brothers, who pointed out that the witch wasn't really serving as that big of an antagonist. She was more encouraging Mulan to be herself while still being a villain. So you could say that she's sort of the anti-hero, not the villain. The villain goes to Boricon. She's sort of an antagonist, but she's more of someone who was lost, and she ends up being the one encouraging Mulan to be herself, and that's what Mulan does. So, she sees the Phoenix appear again. The Phoenix actually appears multiple times throughout the film. I mean, you can go watch the movie and then tell me how many times you saw the Phoenix, because I didn't really count. But yeah, we see the Phoenix. And then, in the first trailer rendition, you know, the trailer rendition of Reflection. And yeah, so we have that here, but it's kind of changed. So yeah, Mulan actually decides screw it. I'm not going to pretend to be someone when I'm not. I'm going to be true, because earlier in the film, the soldiers were reciting the oath of the warrior. Loyal, the three virtues: loyal, brave, and true. And if you were looking closely, Mulan hesitated on chanting with them true, because she wasn't being true to herself. She was being loyal, she was being brave, but she wasn't being true. And it is at this moment that she decides to be true. Okay, so I need someone over here to play Mulan. Chloe. Hey, yes, sir. I'm gonna need you to reenact a certain scene in Mulan. Did you do your homework and see the movie? Yes, I did. All right, then you'll reenact the scene. This music will play. I can't show you guys the actual clip, but I can show you a reenactment from one of our students. All right. And Hua Jun did die. For a lie can only last so long. But Mulan lived. Cue the Phoenix. True. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Chloe. I'll take it from here. Here, you're welcome. Okay, yeah, so you saw the reenactment. Not exactly 100% accurate, because we had to remember that scene from heart. All right, but you get the general picture. If you want to see the film after that epic shot, by all means, go ahead. Because after seeing that clip, anyone would want to see it, right? Except for the haters. So, yeah. Yeah. Mulan... Mulan starts shooting arrows from behind a rock, and ends up baiting the Roran soldiers into firing a cannonball at the mountain, which triggers an avalanche. Unlike the fireworks which caused the avalanche last time, it's the blast from this device. Nice. That hurtles a flaming cannonball at the mountain, which causes the avalanche. In which case, if you know what happened in the original film, you'd know what happens here, except for some slight changes. In fact, he's not trying to rescue a commanding officer; he's trying to rescue her supposed love interest. That isn't really official yet. Hong Hei, and she manages to revive him. The soldiers think that the enemy's defeated, and Mulan reveals herself. And as expected, she's cast out, expelled from the Imperial Army, and told that if she was to show her face again, and her wish to be executed, it would be granted, because she said she would rather be executed than face dishonor, which is very noble, but they don't grant her wish to be executed. Good thing, or the movie would have been over. Like, literally over. So... yeah. She retreats to a desert mountain where she sees the witch again. And who says that she understands. And what Mulan is going through. The witch narrates her backstory. In which she says that she was a girl just like her who had a powerful chi. And the chi is somehow inner power for warriors, mainly for men. But Mulan is able to harness it, and so did the witch. But examining the witch was scorned for using it, cast out, exiled. Bori Khan found her and promised her a life where she would be accepted for who she was. Where have we seen that before? Oh yeah, in a lot of other movies. But don't worry. Disney adds something fresh to the trope. Don't worry, guys. So, yeah, there's always the guy, in which there's always the guy or gal that is a villain, cause their village or their kingdom was the bad guy, and yeah, but don't worry, Disney adds something new to this, and I'll tell you what it is later. So, what else happens? Well, Exan Lang offers Mulan the chance to join her, but Mulan, being the heroine she is, refuses. She rides off towards the Emperor's camp, risking death, and she uses the information the witch told her to tell the men about how the Silk Road garrison invasion was a setup, so Bori Khan could get into the Imperial City. And sure enough, that is the case. After all the soldiers declare their support, and decide to believe Mulan, Commander Tung decides to believe Mulan too. And who do we have to thank? Who's our hero that convinced the other soldiers to believe the heroine in the cliche moment? Why, it's none other than Hong Hei himself. he didn't really have much to do other than be moral support, but you know what? He was a cool character. So he convinces the other soldiers to believe Mulan, and Commander Tong places Mulan in charge of leading the troops to the Imperial City. The Chancellor, the Emperor's Chancellor, comes in and tells the Emperor that Borikhan has arranged a duel. So the Emperor dresses up in full armor, making him completely unrecognizable than the guy sitting on the throne. I mean, seriously, that armor is completely unrecognizable. It's pretty cool. He goes from being I'm the king to I'm a warrior, and that's something we didn't get to see. I mean, in the original animated film, the Emperor was just there. I mean, he was revealed to be a father figure, and he had some warm words from Mulan. Gave her gifts and stuff, but we didn't really get to see much of his warrior side. I mean, back in those days, the ruler was expected to be able to lead troops into battle and be warriors too, right? Well, in the original animated film, we didn't have that. But in this movie, we have that. Unfortunately, a duel does not take place. It was a trap. And so the Emperor is trapped, paving the way for Mulan to come and save the Emperor. The troops ride into the castle gates. And Mulan goes inside the palace and declares that she's going to protect the Emperor, only to find out the Emperor's not there because he went to that trick duel. Well, instead, the witch occupies the palace, and she says, "Impossible! A woman leading a man's army." It's shocking, I know. And Mulan offers the witch a chance to take the noble path, and asks where the Emperor is. And surprisingly, this time, the witch goes for it. There we have a redemption moment. I can see it now. Now, the witch, Lang, and Mulan together, they save the day, and she's accepted by the Chinese villagers, and finally finds a place she can call home. Oops! Nope, that doesn't happen. She dies. Yep, she dies, sacrificing herself for Mulan. After going towards Borikhan and telling her that Mulan is coming, and Borikhan deduces that Lang led her here, led Mulan there, and surprisingly, the witch doesn't deny this. She's redeemed now, and so Borikhan aims an arrow at Mulan, but just in time, Lang transforms into a falcon, and she sacrifices herself for Mulan. Her last words are, "Take your place, Mulan." Want to know why I'm laughing? Well, one of the reviews, a negative review, said that there was some sexual tension between them. Now this reviewer obviously has credibility issues. Not only did he rate the film bad, which completely undermines his credibility in a pro Disney country. In case you haven't noticed already, the YouTube channel Adam Producer is a pro Disney nation. So yeah, not only does that undermine that guy's credibility, but he also points out a scene that he must have been watching, but the rest of us were not watching. Because he said that there was some sexual tension between Mulan and Lang. Honestly, the only sexual tension is coming from you. No. Anyway. Yeah, so, we get into this fight, right? In which Mulan and Boricon are on I think a balance beam or something. I think a piece of wood. The sword falls into a fire that is supposed to make the Emperor burn alive. Yeah, you heard me right. Burn alive. No wonder this was rated PG-13. And that would never fly in the original. Really adds to the stakes. But of course, the villain doesn't succeed. Somehow, by some sheer luck, Mulan is able to make Boricon fall into the depths below, where he dies. Oh wait, no, he doesn't die yet. Instead, he tries to do one last comeback, but that fails. The sword gets his sword gets impaled into him, and he dies for real this time. Meanwhile, while this is happening, the other soldiers are fighting Roran soldiers and manage to kill all of them. Sweet training. And then we cut to another scene in which reflection is used. You don't know what I'm talking about? Well, another reenactment. Who's gonna be the Emperor? I'll be the Emperor. All right, Chloe, you're Mulan again. All right, I'm on it. Stand up, soldier. Tell me your name. Yeah! Your Imperial Highness, Mulan. Okay, I'm taking it from here again. Yeah, so we get to the finale that goes like the ballad, like the original ballad of Mulan. The Emperor offers Mulan a chance to join the Emperor's Guard, but staying true to both the animated film and the original ballad, and Mulan refuses, saying that she has to make amends with her family. So she goes. She and Hong Hai have one last interaction. She goes home. Everyone's overjoyed to see her again. They're about to get the sister matched, and all of a sudden Mulan comes back, interrupting it all. Matchmaker's probably tired of her job by this point. And yeah, Mulan and her father embrace. She confesses that she lost the sword, and now that she knows how much the sword means to her father. And then the father says that Mulan herself is what it truly means. Is what truly means to him. The Emperor's Guard comes back and presents a gift to Mulan on her own sword. Carved with the 3 virtues: loyal, brave, and true. However, there's a 4th virtue on the other side, called devotion to family, which the Emperor earlier had said was an essential virtue. So I think that was setting it up. And Commander Tong meets his old friend Hua Zhou again. Yeah, they served together once when her father was a soldier. And the Emperor's Guard offers Mulan another chance to be one of them. Does she accept it? Does she not accept it? We don't know! It's left for the viewer to decide. Those are the best endings. And that was the story of Mulan. What did I think of it? Well, it was amazing. Aside from a few minor nitpicks and some changes that can best be explained with cultural accuracy. You won't understand it if you don't know background of Chinese culture. But yeah, I could say with the story, Mulan has brought honor to us all. Now let's check the animation. Oh right, it's not an animated film. Okay, moving on to the characters. Okay, so for the characters, we have Liu Yifei as Mulan, Donnie Yen as Commander Tung, Jason Scott Lee as Boricon, and Yosan An, Chen Honghai, the love interest, Gong Li as Ixanlang, Jet Li as the Emperor of China, Tzi Ma as Hua Zhou, Rosalind Chow as Hua Li, Xana Tang as Hua Xu, Ron Yuan as Sergeant Qiang, Jun Yu as Cricket, Jimmy Wong as Ling, Chen Tang as Yao, Donna Mua as Tianpo, Nelson Lee as the Chancellor. Chancellor is actually based off of Chifu. Oh, okay. Chang Pei Per as the matchmaker. Arka Das as Red Fez. Additionally, Ming Na Wen, the original voice of Mulan in the animated film, cameos as an esteemed guest who introduces Mulan to the Emperor. Oh. Okay. Whoa, wait, she was the original voice? She cameos there? Wow. Okay, this film just was made even better. I was originally going for a 9 out of 10, but now I think I'm gonna go for a 10 out of 10. We'll see. So yeah. We have a lot of recurring characters and some new characters. Are the new characters? They're good. I mean, Donnie Yen, and as Commander Tong, and Jet Li as the Emperor of China. They did really good, and so did the other voice cast. They were all really good characters, and I couldn't find any faults with any of them. Some characters, they were just there for the purpose of being there, such as the sister, who didn't really do much. And, I think some characters, like, I don't know who else, but there was another character that could have been left out and nobody would have batted it better than I. But, other than that, a lot of characters served, their good purposes. Okay, so, I think we're going to cut to our overall now. Normally we would have a spot reserved for animation, borrowed from Electric Dragon 505, aka Animat. But, since this is not an animated film, we can't do that. So let's just cut right to the outro. I mean, overall. For a film that is so steeped in controversy, you can't even walk around anywhere without seeing a negative review for Mulan. For a movie that's so steeped in controversy, the movie actually did a very good job. Its characters, while some of them could have just gone and nobody would bat an eye, a lot of the characters were really good. The story was absolutely solid. The characters and the story were believable. The the nod to cultural accuracy made it even better. And finding an all Chinese cast, because destroyed any chance of the movie being called out for whitewashing. So, yeah, it was really great. I've already seen the movie 2 times, and let's briefly get into some of the drawbacks that some critics have before we go out. So, some don't like the chi. Let me explain. The chi is the superpower. Like, not necessarily superpower, but it's, as I explained earlier, it's kind of the ancient energy that flows through people. Like the Force. Think of it like the Force. But it's something that's restricted to only men. And warriors, so to speak. The film does a good job with its female empowerment, which is something that I like to look for in Disney princess films, remakes. They did a very good job. While a lot of changes were made from the animated film, a lot of these were actually good. I don't have much complaints with it. Yes, some changes had me really bummed, such as I'll Make a Man Out of You not being in there, but you know what? What they replaced it with had its vibes. And if I want to watch, if I want I'll Make a Man Out of You, I'll just watch the original film. They're both on Disney Plus after all. So, what do I give it? Well, I'd say that Mulan 2020 gets a solid 10 out of 10. Yeah, I totally foreshadowed it earlier. Alright, this is Pongo, signing out until the next episode. I don't know when that will be. Bye!